very eventful, unfortunately. So I've kind of been running around.
Okay, well, okay. So if today has been super eventful, I do have slots tomorrow. Like I'm
Today
complete.
works totally fine. This morning was really busy.
Okay, gotcha. Well, if today
Um,
works, that's great. Let's get cracking. So I think that when we spoke, like we've spoken a few times, like kind of since since we started like connecting. Um, Remind me, you were like I think that you mentioned that mentality and keeping your cool was like something that you wanted to touch upon. Has there anything been like? Is that still accurate, or has anything been added or updated since?
I feel like mentality's been something that I've struggled with for like as long as I played the game. I think the big thing is that because I compete only like a limited amount, every time I compete, I get like, super like like thumping in my chest, like freaking out. Um, but I feel like I don't know. I feel like I have to go to a tournament like soon and come back to talk about like mentality stuff because right now I feel like we've talked about a lot of stuff that's helped, but I won't really know to what extent or like it helped or like where it falls until I'm thinking about the stuff that we talked about while I'm sitting there waiting for our next match to be called.
Gotcha.
Does that
It does make sense. I guess my question here would be, what were you thinking of covering? What do you think makes sense to cover today then?
I think today I want to talk about like I guess how because I've been talking with Pace a lot. Do you know who Pace is?
Absolutely, I've done a lesson. I've done lessons with him.
Pace is the goat.
He is very
Um,
good. He's so technical. He's so
he's
fast.
so smart, and I feel like so that's where this kind of comes from. Is like, and we've also like we haven't explicitly talked about it. Also, are you recording this, or would it
I
be okay
have.
if I recorded this, just kept it on my computer?
I mean, I am recording it, but if you want to run OBS and record it too, then I don't have anything against that.
For sure. Um, I guess
Just
so.
don't
I've been
post it to
talking with.
YouTube if I'm going to. Like that's the only
Oh
thing I
yeah,
have.
yeah, of course, of course.
Yeah,
I'll just keep this for myself, so that I have something to go back to until yours is uploaded on YouTube.
totally fine.
Um, but I think the thing that and again, you touched on this when I called myself stupid, and you were like, "Don't call yourself stupid." And I was like, "Oh, I shouldn't call myself stupid." But I do feel like a stupid melee player. I feel like I'm not good at thinking intelligently about neutral, and a lot of the stuff that I'm doing is, for lack of a better term, just bad habits. That I feel like once, because like I would say I'm like a fringe top 100 player, like top 150, maybe top 200. I know that there's like probably like 800 people who will say that too, but like I feel like I do very well going into a lot of like players. But once I start playing against foxes that are kind of hitting that like, like masters level foxes, like top 100 whatever, and it's not just Fox, but it's also like Falco, anyone that like really controls the pace of neutral. Um, and honestly, not even that. I mean, like, I feel like Puff, I kind of get away with bad habits because I just do them outside of where Puff can threaten me. Um, but like, I just feel like I jump a ton because I don't really know what else to do. And I feel that way against Falco and Fox specifically, but they're also the two characters that I played the most against recently. Um, so I guess just trying to create a structure for creating a fleshed out neutral game plan that I can use as a guideline. Does that make sense?
Yeah. So I find that with this kind of session, I find it actually can be helpful to not necessarily look at our own play, but to look at like how like a pro player does it. Um,
Okay.
so because we can like a lot of times there's ideas that we can take from like what they're doing that and apply it to our own play. Um, yeah, like so I'm thinking that you're saying that you don't know how to play the ground basically. Like you wind up jumping a lot versus Fox, and you're not really sure that that's what you're supposed to be doing in a lot of these spots, right?
Yeah, I feel like I'm jumping along the ground, especially in spots where like it feels like either A, Fox can run straight under me, or B, Fox can play a timing mix up on my landing.
Okay.
I feel like I went over games with Holiday, of me playing versus Quiet. Um, and that felt uh particularly enlightening, but it feels like when I stay on the ground versus Fox, I kind of just get run over.
Okay. So why don't we take a look at Swedish Delight versus Zeppy, because they played at Don't Park. And I'm thinking that these two, like, Swedish is one of the most grounded Sheiks of all time. So I think that if anyone is going to have some good ideas as to, like, how we can structure our own ground game, it's going to be him. Sound good?
Yeah, sounds good to me.
Hell yeah. He's also my goat, so, like, yeah.
I love Swedish.
It's like Dreffen and Swedish Delight are, like, just, there's something very eternal about their playstyles, I think. Alright, so already we've got, like, you know, opening up with some tech chasing. I don't think that there's anything really to comment on how he got that particular hit, but, like, let's slow this down just a bit so we can see the interactions more clearly. So, what do you notice about what he's doing here, like, compared to what you would do?
I feel like, well, there was really good CC, but so far, it's a lot of controlling space really incrementally.
Mm-hmm.
And then, like, that situation, if we go back,
Mm-hmm.
he controls space by actually moving backwards. You know, like, he does this fair, and then he dashes back, but he's still controlling that space right there, right?
Yeah.
My thing is, I feel like he's still playing a mix-up there, because if Fox comes in drilling, would F-Tilt lose to it? I feel like it would.
I don't think it might trade, but I think that F-Tilt would trade with Drill here.
Okay.
Because, like, it's out on this frame, and Drill would be out. But the other thing here is, like, even if he gets drilled here, like, doesn't he get just pushed onto the edge with the shine anyhow?
Yeah, I guess, yeah, if you hold down, yeah.
Yeah, so, like, he's not really in danger of, like, any, like, punishment of, like, a real follow-through anyway. So it's
also,
like
getting off the ledge. Getting off the ledge feels actually impossible. I don't know how to... I ledge dash, and then I go for, like, F-tilt, nair, dash through, or wave dash back to ledge, and those are, like, the 4 that I usually default to. But it feels like, especially if they're at low percent, I just can't get out of the corner. I've been trying just running past them, and it works with varying degree.
Yeah, I mean, that makes a lot of sense to me. Like, the fact that, like... Because, yeah, low damage Fox is just going to be hard in general for her. So I think that... Yeah, just, like, trying to, like, and, you know, the edge is still not a good position, even if it's, like, playable. So I think that just finding a way to take a better position, I think that makes a lot of sense.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, running through does that. Yeah.
Yep. I've done that exact same AC fair F-tilt and had that exact same timing punish. That's what Quiet will hit me with. It's just, you know, don't punish the thing Sheik does immediately, punish the thing she does after.
Mm-hmm. So that means, but that means that we could have...
They're waiting for you.
Right.
Yeah, he could have ran forward, taken space. He could have dash attacked, maybe. I mean, if you're really confident that Fox isn't going to, like, retreat.
Yep, or instead of, like, forward tilting here, like... So actually, let's actually break this down a little bit. So after landing from this auto-cancel fair, what could we do?
So you could wave dash forward tilt. If you think they're going to continue to dash dance, waiting for, you know, that spot. If you think they're going to react to you wave dashing forward with dashing back even closer to the ledge, you could wave dash forward dash attack.
No, I think that let's be a little more structured about this. So let's start with Fox's options, because that's really what we're playing to, like, Fox options, because that's really what we're playing to beat. So what could Fox do about this forward? Like, what after Sheik lands from her forward air here, what can Fox do?
So Fox can immediately try to contest it if he thinks that Sheik isn't going to do, like, a beat 0 option with something like run in nair, run in drill, grab. I don't know if running shine is available to him at this point.
Okay, so up smash.
Yeah, up smash.
No, up smash, dare, nair, grab. Grab, and these would all be, like, kind of options that, like, kind of go directly, like, so these would be, like, direct options, right?
Mm.
Okay, cool. So these are all, like, attack, so basically attack landing.
Mm.
Okay. And then, like, so then about if Fox is attacking our landing, what's our counterplay to that? Well, like, what beats these?
Are we talking about, like, a beat 0, like right as Sheik lands?
Attack landing. So attack landing. So he's going right away.
Oh yeah. I mean, F-tilt would beat those.
Yeah. So let's now like map out Sheik's options. So Sheik options. So then we've got F tilt. Yep, this makes sense. What if we don't want to F tilt? What if we want to do something else? Could we do it? Do we have anything else that deals with these?
That deals with those. We could jump again. We could jump and drift, like turn around, drift back air.
Yeah. So dash jump away. Jump back. So away / jump back / jump back fair. So like, or jump. It's jump. And you know jump. Jump's not a word.
Jump.
That's gonna be my new tag. Fair bear. Like we have some kind of retreat aerial, so this makes sense. Because like basically we're moving in kind of like this kind of trajectory, right?
Yeah.
So, and then we're landing somewhere in between these points. So like this all makes sense to like deal with this. Okay, so that all seems good. What are the pros and cons of these though? So like F tilt and down tilt I think are pretty interchangeable here because of his percent, but like if we do the fair, why would we potentially tilt overdoing the fair? Or like like an evasive fair kind of thing.
I feel like because F tilt kind of stuffs out the move, right, on its beginning. But if you're doing a drift, like a jump drift back aerial, you're giving Fox more room to jump and then like set something up, right? Like he could jump and like he could full hop, he could well, give me a second, I gotta think. I mean, you're giving him that extra, so you just drew that vertical line down the photo. You're giving him the space between the line you just drew and the line where Sheik is currently jumping. If he... You're also giving him the ability to... I don't know if he'd be able to run under you at this percent. I think it's too risky and he's too far away. And it would just take too fast of a reaction. The other thing is that if you short hop, getting ready to aerial, I feel like I could just be thinking Fox simply does too much, but he could just full hop over you after you've already committed to the short hop, and then the only thing you can do from there is you could like short hop, maybe double jump, try to contest it, or you could just be like, all right, he's full hopping over me, like I'm just gonna reset. Yeah, dash dance bait, full hop, around.
Yeah, because he could but from Fox's perspective, I think that he can either because Fox has to be close to us in order to like punish our action, right? He's either gonna basically do this and kind of go around us, or he's gonna kind of like hang out here, or he's gonna be direct. So I think the question we have on our hands is like, given that he has the he can either come forward, wait around us, like up here, or wait away from us over here. So given that those are his like main options, like which one, what do we do about those? And I think that this all makes sense. This all makes sense for dealing with these things. I think makes sense for dealing with the around somewhat, because I think that like the short hop away allows us to like you said, double jump into back air. We could also like fast fall. We could also like fast fall potentially and get in like waveland or something. Like we have because the aerial comes out later when we're doing the jump away stuff. We have an additional reaction point. Exactly. But the other thing is that it also means that we're more susceptible. Like I think that jump I don't really like this F tilt by Swedish, because given like what's going on here. I think that an aerial would have made a lot more sense here. But at all the advantage to the tilt is that if Zuppy does come in right away with a directly, because Fox could also keep if Fox is direct and he sees us jumping, he can just keep going too. He can just keep going forward. The tilt is better versus that, and also pops them up so there's fewer defensive things going on. So, but I think that this dynamic of Fox can kind of wait outside, come forward, or go around us. I think that's an important thing for us to keep in mind going forward with this. There isn't going to be a clean answer to this situation, just because there's a lot of stuff these characters can do. But the point of that is more to think of it in terms of what the characters can do, as opposed what our opponent can do, as opposed to what we can do. Because I think that really what we do is what we do should be dependent more about our play needs to beat what they're doing. Like at the end of the day.
Mhm.
So this would be a
Yep.
good example of like the stopping outside. You see what I mean, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like he ran forward and then stopped outside where Sheik was coming down for her like defensive aerial. So then like, and then, you know, he wave landed away, but like Sheik has high traction, so then he got him anyway. So this is like, this is, I quite like how Zuppy is playing this so far. In terms of what Swedish needs to do to counter it, what do you think? What are you noticing about like how like Zuppy I think is doing a good job of like covering where Swedish wants to go, to like deal with some of Fox's threats. So what do you think Swedish has to do about this to like make this work?
Can we pause it real quick?
Yeah.
I think. I mean, a part of me says Zuppy just needs to. I don't want to say fully back off. I mean, he's playing it really grounded. I feel like platforms may help him out more. Just because it adds an additional level of like, you know, point of contention that's not merely on the ground. Because right now, like, unfortunately, Sheik Fox, it feels like it is a matchup in which, like, there are like 8 or 9 levels of like counterplay / like approaches to neutral that characters can kind of cycle through. Or honestly, it's more like 5. And if one of them guesses right, they're eating like Fox is making Sheik eat 80% most of the time, and Sheik is making Fox eat 80% if she's really like if she's cracked out. And so it feels like he's kind of putting himself in these grounded situations, and he's only playing the same like aerial at like mid-range mix-up of like, all right, I can do an aerial or I can do a tilt. I can run into your space or I can run away, right? And unfortunately, it just requires a lot more from Sheik to make that work than it does from Fox. Does that make sense?
Yeah. So like, let's take a look at the next game then, because I think that what you're getting at here is that space. It sounds like you think that space. Like, if we take that to its logical extreme, it sounds like space is Fox's friend, but not Sheik's friend.
Yes.
Okay, so then, like, this counter pick of Fountain of Dreams makes a lot of sense then. Right? Because, like, if the whole idea is that, like, Fox is commanding the match through, like, being better at guessing, essentially, and being more consistent with his reward on guessing, then, like, at these mid-range distances, it makes a lot of sense, I would think, that, like, Sheik would be incentivized to like pick some place where, you know, he can't guess as easily at those mid-range distances. Like she wants to kind of like it's almost like she wants to be able to close the distance or increase the reward on her things. So a small level like Fountain of Dreams sounds like it would actually be really good there. Because it's easy for her to create scrapping positions, and it's also easy for her to like get him off stage, which helps equalizes the damage output.
I feel like that neutral interaction was particularly bad from Swedish.
Yeah, like which one?
So Fox is dash dancing in the corner, right? He has already established that he's dash dancing like a ton. Like even like if we go back another 5 seconds.
Yeah. Like
he spends. Like, he kind of air dash through. He backs off. He shoots laser. He's dash dancing. The first AC forward air did not connect, and Fox did not run in. If I was Swedish, I am running up and crouching and reestablishing a closer space. Versus continuing to let him kind of have that area to breathe.
Okay.
I don't know if that's the answer, but, like, what percent was he at? Like, 70? 60? Yeah, like, this is a percent where Sheik has all of her options. She can forward tilt and it'll knock down. She can dash attack. She can forward air. She can nair in. She can, like, you know, basically do it all.
Yeah, like, he's basically, like, holding a bad distance here. Like, I agree. Like, like, to me, I feel like he either wants to come closer or move more away from him.
Yeah.
But this is very hopeful.
Yeah. If I was in that spot, I think I would have either wave dash forward tilted if I thought Fox was going to continue to dash dance, or wave dash forward full send dash attack if I thought he was going to dash back.
I might even just wave dash back towards I might even forward tilt a few times and like wave dash back to see if he tries to like deal with the forward tilt spot I had. But like, yeah, I don't think you hold that position. Like, I don't think the plan is that when Fox initiates, you want to like hold the spot. I think that's like the one thing that causes things to go awry.
Yeah.
I'm curious as to like how he turns this around because I know he wins this game.
Really?
Yep.
Okay, so you see that's a good spot, right? Ooh, that's really good. So he got in that same spot as before, right? And then he did a Sakurai, I think that was Sakurai angle back air.
Yep.
Immediately wave dash back because he's like letting Zuppy take the space versus trying to contest it, which I think is like the second way you can kind of play that spacing is simply backing off and then making Fox jump in.
Yeah, so that's like that's kind of the line of play that I was talking about with like, you know, I would probably sit there in F tilt, but then move back as Fox comes in. It's exactly like basically this dynamic. So I think that you're seeing the value in it here because it's like by pulling he's pulled Fox into a scrap basically, where Sheik can suddenly like operate.
Mm-hmm.
And again, there's that like, you know, he gets shined at the edge. I don't even think Sheik needs to hold down on that one personally, but... And then, like, this is probably a kill. Okay. Wow! He SDs and wins this? I didn't know he SD'd. That's crazy.
Hail Mary dash attack, my goat. Kill him! Let's go!
Yo, he listened. Let's go. But you can see that, like, he's varying, like, when he's attacking, like, his role as attacker and defender a good amount here. I think that's, like, kind of, like, granted he was invincible there, so I think that, like, when Zuppy comes back, he's going to be back in the defender role, but, like, yeah. So he goes to the platform, holds his needles. He hasn't shot them yet, either, which I think is good. Like, because Zuppy hasn't really given him an opening for it yet.
He hasn't whatted him?
He hasn't shot the needles at him yet.
Oh, yeah.
Because Zuppy hasn't given him an opportunity to do so.
I feel like I need to start recognizing, because, like, when you're playing offensively, like, you inevitably have to commit to something and just kind of hope that, like, you can't react to everything in neutral. Like, melee is simply too fast to do that, and the game would suck if you could do that, right? And so I feel like when I'm playing offensively, I kind of accept the fact that I'm going to have to guess eventually. After I intake a certain amount of information, I'm just going to have to commit. I feel like on defense, I try to react too quickly. Like, I see Fox jumping in, and I go, oh, fuck, and then I jump. And then I see Fox, like, running under me, and I'm like, ah, shoot. Like, versus, like, just kind of, like, playing a defensive situation where it's like, I'm not going to be able to cover everything, but since they keep doing this one thing, it means that I don't really have to cover the other one anymore as much. Does that make sense? Yeah.
I think... Yeah, but the point, like, so where would that be different? Because I think that, like, so, like, after this F tilt, what do you think you would do? Like, so let's slow this down, like, and go frame by frame. So he F tilts, he sees Fox running back at him, or rather, he sees Fox, like, dash dancing. He raises his shield. Fox is still dash dancing. He puts out this nair to, like, stuff, like, a possible approach. Like, do you think that this is something that he planned in advance? Or, like, what do you think, what's your take on that play?
Let's see. So he forward tilts? Yeah, I mean, I think that nair was... He forward tilted, and he went, okay, Fox is coming in after I forward tilt with, like, a nair, right?
So he blocks.
So he blocks, and then he establishes, or like he in his shield, he's looking, and he's like, all right, Fox is running in. If I nair right here, I'm not on the ground, so Fox can't drill me, right? If he nairs, my nair may beat it out, unless it's like, I don't know, crazy spacing, or he doesn't actually dash in timing or whatever. And if he full hops, tough. But like, I'm covering 2 of the 3 right now.
Yeah, so I think that there's a little bit of genius with this nair that we're like not that might have like flown under the radar, but that's okay. That's what I'm here for. So there's one thing. So how do you beat a shield in this game? Grab, but how do you pressure a shield in this game? Like, what do you have to do with your aerials? You have to do one of 2 things or both.
One of 2 things. I mean, so you either have to do them late or you have to drift them back, right?
Yeah, so late or back, or late or away. Which is easier for Fox?
Late.
Right, so if we put out early nair out of this shield immediately, what happens if he comes in with a late aerial?
He just immediately, or he gets hit, because he's not going to do an early nair on Sheik's shield, because then he's just getting shield grabbed, right?
And or like, nair to the shield, or this, that, or the other thing. Yeah, exactly. So because this shield is telling him, what this shield is doing is it's telling him late or away right now. And because Fox is dash dancing, it's going to be really hard to do this one.
Yeah.
So then when he pops out of shield with his like when he pops out of shield with his immediate hitbox, Zuppy, like, let's look at what Zuppy's nair timing is.
And
oh, so he did do an early one. Okay,
Yeah.
what a silly goose. But although, you know, he didn't actually do it right away. He kind of did it to go at the peak of his jump.
yeah.
So, because, yeah, this isn't, I don't think this is 60 FPS, but, like, the point is, like, it's not any kind of, like late in away aerial. Zuppy does not do an instant aerial aiming to hit here, because that's insane. So this early narrative shield is actually really, really strong, because it is preying on the things that he wants to do, and there's still, like, he's still, like, kind of... It's kind of like how you mentioned earlier, how he, like, is using the dash away to control his space. With this, he's just ordering well. Like, he's ordering well and, like, following along with what Zuppy's responses, like, makes sense to be, given what he's doing.
Mm-hmm.
Does that make sense, or do I sound crazy?
No, that totally makes sense.
Great. Wonderful.
Mr. the ledge dash happens to the best of us. Gets 70%. He's the GOAT.
Gets another one.
And Fox is officially at F-tilt%.
Yeah, no, he can win this game.
Off
Like,
of only needles. Oh. Oh, that's when you run up and crouch in RTC, Swedish. Oh. Wow, that hit? Yeah.
yeah,
I think because he went yeah.
he missed the sweet spot.
Wow. Never mind a million years what I think to do that.
You wouldn't think to back air down smash?
I don't usually back air down smash. I will, like... I try... I don't know. I've never really done back air down smash facing the other way, expecting him to not sweet spot it. I just kind of assume Fox is gonna sweet spot it. Because, like, if Fox
I would turn
it
around here. I do think he should turn around here, to be clear. But, like... yeah.
I mean, I feel like... Because, like, if you do down smash there and Fox... Like, usually if I think Fox is gonna side B, I'll, like, down tilt. But I don't really want to down smash because what if he sweet spots and then he just ledge dashes and then I'm cooked?
Yeah, but you can see... Like, you can see where he jumps to in relation to your back air.
Yeah. Back air. Shine. Jump. Boom. Yeah.
So maybe this is a reaction point that we're not, like, really using, because, like, you can see the utility of, like, being able to see where he starts his illusion in relation to where you are.
Mm-hmm. No, I mean, I do use that. I just don't... I like jab, forward tilt, down tilt, but I'll never down smash. I think I just forgot that that's a good option that does kill Fox earlier. Because if I jab, then I'm playing another mix-up again. Or if I forward tilt, then I have to, like, forward air. And also, I don't think forward tilt comes out fast enough here. Right?
Well, they both hit on 5.
Oh, do they?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Then I could have turned off forward tilt here. Okay.
Yeah, like,
I
that's
think
why
I just forgot down smash.
Yeah,
I don't really use down smash that much.
Yeah. So that's maybe something to think. Maybe that's something to take away then. Like, because that's a great solution. I know that this Pokemon Stadium game goes actually pretty well too. Like, all things considered, like, he SD'd at like 5 too, that game, which is crazy. And still won that one.
Just unbothered, charging needles.
Mm-hmm. So, like, he won that game basically by getting Fox to the magic %, and then, like, the instant that Zuppy did, like, anything wrong, like, he was ready for it. Like, he was
how did he live that? He did the worst double jump ever and lived. Twice. I've been, like, actually getting cooked by Foxes for doing this early double jump, the one before. Fox will get me to the ledge, and I'll be like, I don't want to die, and they'll double jump, and then they'll just back air me. And then I recover, and then they back air me again, or they wave shine up smash me, and I just die. So I've been doing the thing where I just fast fall and then do the Zanya recovery where I up B and drift out.
So that one. So this one here.
Yep. Because he does it twice. He did it one time before this too.
Well, the first one I think was fine. Like this, like, so you're saying, like,
yeah, that one's fine. Yeah, this one. Yeah.
I think Zuppy just messed up there. No, messed up there. I think the first one was okay though, because he was at low damage and Fox didn't really have like the position needed to like cover it, like without like basically guessing on it. So what do you like? So Zuppy's like up B angle, like up B mistake there aside. What do you think about like? I want to ask you. So one of the utilities. What do you think? Like, why do you think he's playing so much more grounded, even at these high percents, though?
I think because Zuppy is waiting for him to jump, do something, and then play the timing right after. So, by not giving him the reaction point of Sheik jumping to base his approaches off of, he's able to scrap more effectively, even if it doesn't kind of look like that would work. Like, he just, like, rolling back and forward tilting, like, that beats him trying to, like, dash dance waiting for Sheik to do something, or, like, you know what I mean?
Kind of. I would also say that, like, ASDI down is still relevant, even at these high percents. Because, like, look at what happens when he goes for this down tilt. Like, if this down tilt connects, like, he's in such a great spot, but because he gets tagged by this back air, he just kind of slides onto the edge and is fine.
Mm-hmm.
See what I mean?
Yep, holds down again.
Yeah. So like, whereas if you're jumping in those spots, what happens when you get hit? You just go off the stage and die, like there.
Yeah.
Like he's okay. So he's trying to shield grab. This is a percent thing, so that's not that mechanic. But like, point is that like there's a good stretch of percent where like him using Sheik being like one of Sheik's I think good things in these kinds of spots is that when she shields and stands and is standing, she's quite big. But like when she's crouching, she's actually or down tilting, she's very small. So like it's kind of awkward to hit her with with hard hit aerials. You have to aim them kind of like low on her. So it gives her like crouch like some very interesting ways of like counterplaying against like even Fox's like back air and stuff, right? And if he goes for drill, you're usually pretty happy if he's doing those things when you're standing, like if you're like shield, if you're like mixing in shield too. Because like his down air is pretty, like his down air is not unsafe, but like by frame data it is. Like I understand that like there's ways he can like, there's things he can do to make it like safer, like crossing up and stuff like that. But like a lot of that stuff still has counterplay and always gives you a window of opportunity to act. So like, he's taking a risk. Like, he is taking some risk. It will sometimes be punishable. And, like, you only need a couple of hits to kill this character. So, yeah. But, like, you can't do that when when you're jumping into the air as much. Because, like, once you're jumping, you're committed. You're, like, your character is basically committed until they land. No, they're airborne until they land. So, there's lots of stuff that you can do there. But, like, you can see there is definitely some like value in like I would think that like we're seeing there is value to like these other to like playing grounded defensively, because you're able to like you're able to slide along the floor, you're able to like make yourself small, you're able to leverage crouch cancel, you still have your shield, you've got faster hits that come out. Like there's lots of good things here. I love that. That was
so good.
This was 10 out of 10. This is like classic.
Oh, that was so good.
This is classic Sheik Fox like high level play, because like he even got the hard read up smash. Let's go. But obviously we RTC now. But like like the spaced back air against his crouch, like drifting away, so that you can then like get out of the way of the down tilt and then like crouch cancel punish, like and then like dash dance punish it. Beautiful.
That's something I need. I need to start using double jump to set up better spacings in situations like that. If I have a hard read on what like Fox is going to do, because even then, like, if Fox, no, I guess it does lose to Fox immediately trying to contest it, but then that's again where the immediate back air comes in.
Well, I would say that this is a good example of him using his back air well. So like, look at how he sets himself up, like with his initial jump. Like, so he dash jumps over, back flips in place. Sees that Zuppy's above him and has like committed his double jump, so then he just takes the 14 damage. Yeah, like so to me, like I think that using your double jump is a spacing tool is like a good idea. Is a good idea. I just think that we want to be like, there's a lot of ways to do it here. And the
Never
instant he
reached the full
jumps...
hop.
Yeah, but you can see how he's able to, like... You can see that even with, like, this being a rough situation at this percent on this level, like, he's still able to use, like, the ground for, like, a good stretch of this stock to, like, try to, like, hold on as he's looking for hits. It's just Zuppy happens to outplay him on a lot of them. Because, like, once he's on the ground, he goes for that down smash, he gets put in the air, kind of, like, forced to, like, do something, gets the nair... Then gets into his shield and is pushed away. Looks for something there, I think, on a wave dash out of shield. I think that he meant to like go for something, but it just didn't come out in time.
Yeah, he meant to forward tilt, but it wasn't. He was too close.
Yep. So he had to like this. So this would be a spot where like, but you can see that there's counterplay available to him. Like Zuppy's coming forward with this full nair. Imagine if he dashes away here. Like, coming out of this wave dash out of shield, imagine if Swedish dashes away. Like, he can possibly win the game off of that.
Yeah.
I almost wonder if Battlefield is going to look like it backfires. That said, do you see some... So what are, like... I want to hit pause here for just a moment, though, to just kind of inquire. So what are some ideas that what are some patterns that you're noticing are emerging as we're watching these games together? Like, what are some things that are like distinct from what he's doing that like what are some things that he's doing that you don't do that you think would be valuable to take into your play?
I feel like Sorry, I'm thinking really hard about this.
Trust your gut. It doesn't have to be as complicated as you think it is.
I think he's just having faith that staying on the ground at like a distance away from Fox is going to... That because Fox is looking for Sheik to jump, right? Staying on the ground and staying at a distance away from Fox where you can, like... I don't want to say punish a jump in because it's not as linear as that. There's more going on there.
Right.
But that holding down's really fucking good. That holding down is really, really good. I mean, I pulled down too, but like a lot of, I mean, if we go back and look at the key moments of where Swedish was getting neutral openings, like...
No, let's find one. So, like, we had, like, this, I remember there was, like, some good stuff that happened here. On this next stock, I believe. Yeah, here. So he hits that back air.
So he takes a chip damage. He takes space. Yeah, he does that double jump, right? And then plays the timing mix-up, like, against Fox. That he's going to go for an immediate, like, hit, or, like, a prediction of, like, a counter hit if he runs it immediately.
See, I don't know if he's necessarily, like, playing a timing mix-up here, because I feel like he's still able to dash dance away at this point, too, you know? So, like...
Well, yeah, it's not a mix-up. He's just, he's dash dancing, waiting for Fox to do the immediate insta-beat counter hit, right?
Yeah, he's just scouting. He's checking. He's checking that Fox pushed a button.
Yeah.
So maybe it's about confidence in in spacing versus Fox, where he can check Fox's, so I think that there is like a component of being able to respond to Fox's different paths towards Sheik's, but also like spacing his his character, taking, like, after hitting spaced low aerial, checking his, landing and in a spot, like there's an emphasis on landing in spots where he can,
and then I guess
check.
Scouting.
Yeah, where he can check or scout.
Yes.
Or scout what Fox did, using his ground movements and respond accordingly.
I think that's the big thing that I'm missing here is the power of scouting versus immediately playing an RPS situation of, like, I hope I get this right.
Yeah, because I think that, like, right here, so, like, let's look at how he got this. So he double jump back airs. Like, he hits this, and then he hits this here. So then what does he do now? So, like, so let's say, like, spaced low back air, because this is what he did. So then what does he do next?
So he opts for, and I do this as well, like the micro dash dance, where it's like, wait, what does Swedish do next, or what does Zuppy do next?
What happens next in the game? So either of them.
So Zuppy does the same thing he did before, where he tries to CC down tilt, a like run up approach. And like the thing that beats that is like another back air, but it also could be simply dash dancing, waiting for him to commit to something, and then punishing that with something that is, like punishing it with grab, which is what Sheik is looking for, is a knockdown grab situation.
So Sheik dashes away. No dashes away. And then basically this is whiffs. Right? So then Sheik, then no Sheik.
And the Fox down tilts again.
I don't think he down tilts twice. I think it's just the once. So let's just confirm that. Oh, so yeah. So he... Okay, so he does this like... So yeah, he lands and then is basically... This is... So Swedish has started dashing away before this happens, actually. So that actually... These should be flipped. So that's okay. This is important to note. So, like, let's actually correct that.
Oh.
That's okay. So Fox... No, so Sheik dashes away. Away. So
Fox tries to do the thing that would be like the beat zero decision. Like the I back aired you, I'm going to run in now.
Yeah, so right? Fox D-tilts, whiffs. And that's okay, because she's dashed away. So then Sheik dashes in. No dashes in. And grabs. Bracket hits. So this is, I think, the structure of this situation. She goes here. He puts out his tail. She then sees this, comes back in, and then boom, she gets him. So this could be I think this could be something that you could apply to your game, because like this would actually give a little bit more purpose to the early game aerials you're doing, right? Because like this is like a way that you can then capitalize on landing those hits, and then transition, which is something you're already pretty good at, and then transition into like a waiting game that uses your your more dynamic movements, like your ground game and stuff, and your powerful buttons, and then looks to capitalize on how they responded to getting hit. Do you see what I mean? Because I think that you spacing back air or fair in that kind of spot is like pretty second nature to you. Like you know how to do that. It's just like now we have more of a purpose for what we do with that hit afterwards, which is good. And yeah, it's just like it gives. And then I think that I think that makes a ton of sense. What are your thoughts?
I think it does. I think that I don't know. I'm
detecting some reluctance.
No. I mean, yes and no.
That's okay.
I agree that that's the right thing to do. I'm just wondering whether or not that's solving the problem that I'm dealing with currently. Because I feel like there's a lot of times where I do a jump or I do something like falling needles in a spot where it's just not the move, and I don't really know what the better choice is. Because like if I just like I have a game versus quiet that's like particularly egregious where I jump like maybe 17 times in the first 30 seconds. Like it's laughably bad.
I mean, why does jumping 17 times in a row make the play bad though? It would be like bad because of other reasons. It would be because the jumps that we see are inappropriate. But like there are games where people jump like say 17's like a lot, but like I feel like it can't be because of the number of repetitions that the play is bad. Do you know what I mean? Like it has to be because of something going on in the game that determines that the play is bad. Like the opponent is not in a position where a jump is relevant to them. The opponent has
that's the big thing. It's okay. Like if we're at like a mid-far distance, right? Where if Fox jumps in and aerials, I can back air after he's put out his aerial and beat it, no matter what aerial it is. You know the spacing I'm talking about? Like, as long as it's a short hop aerial, right? I will jump, I will get ready to back air, and then...
Like, basically, like basically this kind of distance, roughly, right?
I would say even farther.
Really? So how far? Like here?
Yeah,
Okay.
like there. Like I think I'm just like this is what I mean by I think I'm a little I play neutral stupidly sometimes. Is that this is not a spot where Sheik should be jumping,
Why
but I
not?
see Fox running at me and I go, I'll jump and hit him. But I feel like there's other things that I can be doing there that are better.
I don't think this is a
They're
bad
just better ideas.
I don't think this is a bad spot to jump. I don't think this is a bad distance to jump though. Like maybe I'm wrong on that, but like I kind of think that like we have enough time that we're like so the reason I don't mind jumping at the distance we spotted is because I feel like we have enough time to like come down from our jump. Like if we jump in place and move away, I feel like we have enough time to come down and like to like begin falling before he actually comes over and reaches us. Unless he comes directly at us at full speed. But even then, like, we still, like, because we're waiting to delay, we have, like, as long as we're in this kind of spot, we still have platforms to work with and things like that, right? So we could double jump Waveland. We have, like, other ways of resetting the situation other than simply, like, just falling with the aerial. And then if he comes at us from the air, we're, like, it's good for that we've jumped preemptively because then we have our, we have our back here. Like, I just think that we want to be jumping facing away here.
I would agree.
So like
I think the other thing that Pace and Holiday pointed out is that my drift sometimes is particularly bad.
okay.
Where like I'll do like a somersault back air in a spot where like it doesn't like surely I can't back air him. Like it's just not feasible. But if I do like full drift away back air, like sure I'm giving up space, but I'm covering the option better.
Got it. There's somebody I want. So there's a concept with Sheik that I don't know if you've been like told this before. Maybe you have, maybe you haven't. But I've always kind of like think of Sheik as a turtle in that she's trying to protect her soft underbelly. Have you ever heard anyone say it like that or heard it?
Yeah,
like that?
I think I've heard the term turtle character used in like Tekken and stuff, where
Okay.
they're kind of a defensive wall that like is meant to keep themselves protected first and foremost, and then look for openings off of people trying to get in on that.
Yeah. So the way I would kind of think about her is like if we put fighter collision on for just a second, you'll see that like she covers like she has moves that like cover her sides pretty well, like this. But like she doesn't, and like above her is like kind of okay, but like she doesn't really cover below her all that well. Like you'll notice that this isn't even disjointed if we like freeze it, right?
Yeah, no, it's an inverse hitbox. It sucks.
Yeah, so with that in mind, I always kind of view it as like with Sheik, the rule of thumb is you want to jump in a way where you're not exposing like the bottom of her underside. So like, so your drift is, so when you're drifting, it's not about hitting them, it's about making sure they can't get under you. So like
okay.
So you see like if we're at this distance versus Fox, like if we pretend Mr. Game and Watch here is Fox, I'm thinking this is okay to jump because like I'm gonna jump in place and probably fast fall away from him because that's another thing you can do that helps in these. So like here, let's turn input display off. You notice you can fall away from people or towards them depending on like how you do your fast fall. Do you see what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, so like, and I'm not doing any additional drifts other than the fast fall, and you see, like, I do shift a little bit.
Yeah.
So this is like, and you can make it more pronounced by like holding directions and stuff like this, right? So I would say that this is like if you're saying your drift is weak, I would say that this is a really useful starting point for improving that. Holding, like, drifting in a way that, like, protects the underside of Sheik's belly. Like, basically her, like, stomach area. Her stomach/groin area. And then, like, just make sure that you're moving out, like, make sure that that is how you're structuring your drift. Because, like, that is a huge component of this character. You can see that, like, it also, like, gives you the option to, like, kind of bait people with it. Because you can jump towards them, but then, like, fall away from them. See what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think it was, not quiet. Inky was talking about that versus ice climbers and how strong that is. If like using your drift to make them think one thing and then just drifting away in the opposite direction, like full hop, like neutral full hop, drift forward, start drifting back needles, or like jumping forward, drift back needle. Yeah, like that.
Yeah, or like with back air, you could do stuff like this.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, ice climbers are such a tough matchup.
I mean, like, but you can see, like, this is one, like, I think that matchup is hard anyway, but, like, I think that, like, you're seeing that there's ways that we can make these, like, early game, I'm noticing it's mainly strong early game opponents that seem to be, like, the problem point. So, improving the control you have over your drift, I think, is a really good starting point for that, because it's also going to let you land in better spots for your tilts and stuff, like, the difference of like, here, we'll make him intangible for a second. Intangibility. Like being able to land at like the perfect F-tilt spacing after something like this is like very, very strong. See what I mean? Like all of it, like, because you can, this is the type of stuff that's like accessible with drifts, because yeah, like we're not even moving forward at the end, so it's way harder to shield grab this. Like it's, yeah, I would say that drift, I would say based on that, drift is something you absolutely want to look into.
Yeah.
What do you think?
All right.
What do you think gets in the way of you drifting like that, though? Is it just like a knowledge thing? Like you don't know how to do it? Like what do you think? Like what do you think it is?
It's not a knowledge thing. I think it's autopilot on my movement and anxiety of like thinking Fox is going to just run at me thoughtlessly. Because like, and I say this with so much love because Michael is one of my closest friends. But Michael, aka like Agent, right? We play games a lot. And the other thing is that we really have fun when we play each other, kind of because we indulge each other's bad habits. Like he loves running in ASAP, and the stuff that I'm doing is usually beating the ASAP like jump in / run in. But like I feel like because of that, I'm scared to give Fox the ability to insta beat, run in, mow me down. And like again, I may just have a wrong idea of my own gameplay, but like that's kind of the vibe I'm getting. Like I could show you 30 seconds of a game of mine versus Michael's and then 30 seconds of me versus Quiet, and you can see I'm kind of doing the same stuff, and in one it's beating it really well and in the other I'm losing because I'm doing it and that's not what the Fox is doing.
Yeah, so let's actually do that. Send me a game versus Quiet. I want to take a look at that.
Okay. Let's see, is this one? Sure, here, let's do this one. This one is after I already kind of made that discovery, and so I am playing it kind of different, but I think that since I've already made the changes that I've made, like, there's more stuff to be found in this more recent one.
Yeah, so let's take a look-see. So far, so good, like this. Yeah, so like, okay. So this back here. So I think it's when, yeah, so this is good, like that.
I think you missed the initial back here you're talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah,
but I'm noticing that we're not trying to tip these back ears as much. So like once you're on the platform here, I'll tell you what I mean. Like you hit this fair, and then you run through them, you jump up with this back air, but I'm like, so are you trying to like, so what do you, like like to me, I feel like we want to, well, I guess you're doing delayed ones, right? So you're trying to, okay, got it. I guess that makes some amount of sense. I feel like I value like tipping the aerial more here than I go for like, so I would have gone further to the left, I mean further to the right basically. So like, do you see what I mean? Like I want like I want as much hitbox dominance as I possibly can because I'm not really trying to hit them. I'm trying to cover this spot. So
you're covering that spot. If he doesn't move at all, it will whiff. But if he does move into that area, it will sweet spot.
Well, no, I'm still gonna hit him. Like if he stays in this spot, I'm gonna hit. It's still gonna hit him. But I'm like, I want like how like Sheik's back air is huge. Like, yeah, Sheik's back here is probably covering her foot like this, so I'm trying to hit more like here, whereas you're hitting over here.
I see.
Yeah, because I want like the damage is the damage is important to me, but also like just having more like taking more center stage more is also like it's just the efficiency of the move is important to me, and we don't get all maximum value out of it in that way if we're taking soft hit. I'm not really worried about him throwing out a move that contests my back air anyway, so him shield dropping, I feel like it's just a throw for him anyway there. So, yeah, because we, like, what the hell does Fox have that beats Sheik's back air at that position? Like, nothing. So,
nothing.
Yeah, so I feel like I can be greedier about, like, actually, like, going for max value on it. I don't know if that makes sense, but like basically,
no, it definitely does.
Yeah, it's like how why Marths and Falcons like kind of go like are very deliberate with their like fairs and up airs. when they have like their power position. It's the same idea, except ours is with a back air.
But you see, like that jumping needle I just did, it beats Fox immediately running in, but I've already committed to it so early. So I do this. I'm kind of playing this area, right?
I don't see.
I have a hard time getting off the platform.
I mean, I don't see anything wrong with that needle, with this needle.
No, not that needle. The needle after.
Oh, I see.
This one. So that one it works.
Yeah.
I whiffed the tech chase.
So to me, this is more of like an angle problem. So this needle. So let's think about like how. So this is kind of an old school idea with Sheik, but like I like thinking about her in terms of like, so if you think about her back ear is this diagonal that shoots up and out of her, right?
Mm-hmm.
Her fair and her needles are diagonals that shoot up and then to go down, right?
Mm-hmm.
So to me, this is like, what I think Quiet is aware of is that you're doing mostly up and down, like up to down things. So to me, the better move here, like I think that it's just that we're covering the same space a lot. Like, if you had back-aired it here, for example, I think, like, if you had retreat back-aired here, for example, like, you're covering the spot that they want to use to come in on you.
Yeah.
So, like, we have all these diagonals going down, so I'm thinking we want a diagonal going up here.
I see.
Does that make sense, or do I sound crazy?
No, that definitely makes sense.
Because, like, here, so, like, let's look for, like, because I think that's, like, a big thing with her. Like, your fair and bear, like, kind of, your fair and needles kind of establish this, like, diagonal slant in front of you that the opponent has to, like, avoid because it's really difficult to interact with. So I think that's kind of, like, where your like, back air comes in. Like, that's one of the cues I look for, like, when people start playing at a distance that allows them to go around my fair and needles effectively. That's when I start looking for back airs, because that gives me, like, that's what determines, like, yeah, at that point, especially if I've been doing, like, fair and needles a lot, I think it makes a lot of sense for them to want to play around those things. So that's kind of something I'll look for. Because you are doing a lot of fairs in general. And I think that there's nothing wrong with that. Like, I think fair is a great move, but yeah. So, like, we have more fair. Let's see what Quiet does about this. Okay. So what was the plan here on this recovery, you think?
I don't know. I think I played it really poorly. I think I was hoping that he was going to jump out and do something to contest me, and he would have gotten hit by the back air. And instead, he just knows that I'm going to do that because I did that last time, and then he just shine out of shields it and I die.
Yeah, so, like, I think that maybe this is a need for mixing up, because if he knows that we're going to, like, if he's convinced that we're going to come up with this back air, what if we wave landed? Like,
yeah.
Double jump into waveland, because, like, he gets the cue that the back air connected on his shield around here. That's also around that same height we'd need for, like, wave landing too, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep, I could have just jumped up, wave landed in and away.
The other thing you could do here is, like, you could also, like, double jump up with needle turnaround again.
Mm-hmm. And then just taking ledge.
Yeah. So I think that, like, you think that I get the feeling that you're trying to confront a lot of these problems, but like head on, which makes sense given what you've told me about Agent. But
yeah,
I don't think. But I think we're realizing we don't always have to.
Yeah, exactly.
Is there a way that we could, like, so what would Agent do here? Like, in that same situation, like, what would Agent be doing, like, when you're coming up with that back air?
He probably would have tried running into me, trying to aerial me with, like, something off stage, or doing, like, a back air. He probably would have just tried back airing me. And then the back air would have won. My back air would have won, because it's larger.
Okay. How can he back air, though? Like, what space does his back air cover?
Not really any. I think he's just trying to beat me before, because he sees me kind of jump into him, and he's trying to beat me before my back air comes out. But, like, it doesn't really work because I'm already under him.
Right. So, my question here is...
Or he's trying to wave dash back to ledge.
Yeah, okay. So, here's my thought. If we... What option would be good against... What passive option, like, non-attacking option, would be good against those things? Like, is there, like, one that maybe lets us meet in the middle a little bit here?
So we already covered air dodging. I mean... Not double poof.
Well, we still have our double jump here, right?
Yeah.
So it's like this is the situation we're playing. So I'm thinking like, what if we double jump like to here? Like, what if we double jump like kind of like slightly away from the stage and then turn around? So we wind up facing like here at the end of everything.
Mm-hmm.
Because then we can like, or like maybe not there isn't the right spot, but you know what I mean. Like, what if we're like closer, like here, so we can just grab the edge, like snap to the edge. Like we're really just trying to like avoid like this back air line rate, basically, right?
Yeah.
So like this would be short hop. This would be kind of like his full hop area. So if we're just really trying to like get ourselves aligned so that we can snap to the edge here. So like maybe head down here and head up like that. That's what I'm thinking. Because then that gives us another thing to do about this, or we could just like wait. Like he's going to be inactionable for a little bit when he grabs the edge, so we could also time or double jump towards the edge and try to waveland that way too.
Yeah.
Yeah. So waveland or needle turn, or needle turn. I think that these make a lot of sense. Needle turn make a lot of sense, and like the big thing here is like being aware of the cliff catch.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's gonna lag for 8 when he grabs. Because yeah, he gets the intangibility, but he can't act right away. So I think that that's something that we can like use to like structure our play here.
I wonder. I know I end up taking this last stock. I don't know what changes I make because I am kind of getting destroyed.
I think you probably. I don't really. I think that you're not behind by much. Like, to be clear. You're 2 hits behind it. Like, you're maybe 2, 3 hits, 4 hits tops behind in this matchup. So I don't think you're getting destroyed as much as you think you are. That was great. This is what we're looking for. I think that we wanted to back air here
instead of nair. Yeah, because the nair I'm crossing into his space, then he's able to just take the hit and counter hit me.
Whereas if we were short hop back airing, we just hit him with it, land immediately, and then we have either
and he covered ourselves. I'm exposing my underbelly.
Yes.
And I get boom for it.
I mean, like, okay, you take a back air, you take 2 back airs,
yeah.
low key.
I've gotten boomed worse.
Low key, like, honestly, like, if all you took was 2 back airs, like, the damage is probably more valuable to the 14 damage there is probably more valuable to Sheik than the 28 sixes on Fox, but like, I'm not saying I'm not advocating for it, but
is this neutral interaction I just did a bad idea where I just kind of like I kept running away from him, setting up on platforms again. So like I'm back here, I do that double jump or I do that initial short hop, hoping he's gonna run in. Then I do a double jump waveland onto platform because he doesn't. Boom, boom.
No, this looks great to me. Why was this bad? Like what? So let's think.
I feel like I'm running away from Fox a lot, but it works.
Okay, but
I feel like
but
I don't have to tackle it head on.
But like who needs to be close to who to hit them?
Fox. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Fuck. Yeah. Yeah. Shit. I think I just try to. I think this is symbolic. This is a microcosm of my larger flaw in Melee, which is that I try to tackle everything head on, but there's only so much you can do head on, and a lot of it is taking a step back.
Yeah. So like okay. So let's do. We're out of time, but like this is good. We'll finish the match, but like let's make a few more notes. So I'm gonna say protect Sheik's underbelly on jumps, and then the other big one is remember, Sheik does not need to be as close as Fox does to hit him. So if you're retreating a lot, or buying space. That is okay. No, that is not inherently a bad thing.
Yeah.
At all.
Okay.
I'm gonna
At all.
Like, look at this. You're so safe. And then you get a grab for it, and then we get to kill him because we get to cutscene him. Let's go. Like, this is the dream.
Yes.
Right? We wait for this. Hell yeah. Perfect. And we wait for that too. Like this is like I said, you were 2 4 hits tops behind, and like you get them, and then you're like, see, this is beautiful to me. So this here is so good awareness because you take this jump, you're like looking for the projectile trap, he doesn't give it to you, so then you just say fuck off. Like no, like I'm not playing this, and then you take center stage using the needles. Like to me, this is great play. that's like that is very, very, very good like positioning, because you like dealt with the problem. You went for something that could work. It didn't work. You dealt with the problem. You moved on with your day. You probably, if you don't drop this tech chase, you win the game right here for this. Like that
I
is.
drop the tech chase and then I get boomed.
Okay, right, but like, you know what? We can't count. Like, you don't even get boomed right away. It's that you try to dash attack in afterwards. You see what I mean? Like, when you try to force this hit, this is where things go south. Because imagine what happens if you just wave dash back here.
Oh yeah, you're so right.
Yeah, he like probably tries to go for this bait. You like punish him with F tilt on landing or grab him or whatever, and then that's curtains. So you played a great game. Like, this last stock was really, really well done. It's just, yeah, we rushed in at a bad time in like a very high in a matchup where like you're both at kill percent, and then yeah, that's all that happened.
Yeah. Okay. I think I'm on a good track. I think for a while, this is the first time that I've like really thoroughly reviewed my games in probably 2 years. Because I was just such an advocate of like, well, I like playing the game, and I don't really like watching the game because I feel like there's a lot that goes over my head. And then I was like, I should pay for a coach because they're probably going to be able to dissect situations in like a way that is more
accessible.
Yeah, accessible to me.
And do you think we nailed that, or like how do you think we did?
I think so. I'm really excited to get back into it and start getting back at it. I will say, regarding our next lesson, I will be enjoying my beautiful spring break on the beach in Florida, which is not this upcoming week, but the week after. So it may be like 3 weeks until our next session. Let me check again. Yeah, maybe the week of like March 23rd through 29th. Because I'll be gone from the 16th through the 22nd.
Oh hell yeah!
And...
No, I'm a strong advocate of not letting this game take over your life. So if you're enjoying your vacation, hell yeah, more power to you.
Yeah, I'm really excited, but I'm even more excited to just get back and just I just play more of this game. I think I'm in a really good spot. So it's time to, in the next like week or so, or like the rest of this week and next week, just kind of apply what we're working on, kind of sit on it, think on it on the week of spring break, and then come back late March with some more ideas.
Hell yeah! All right, I'm gonna hit